What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I do apologize for the lack of posting recently. I've just been busy with other stuff. Work's been getting in the way and things like that. I haven't really had much time for either truck. As you guys saw in the last video, I got these axles prepped and I was planning to paint them. I was ready to paint them, and then I decided I was going to get into the single cab a little more than I originally thought. So what was originally just going to be a four-wheel drive swap and then, you know, cleaning the truck up is now possibly turning into a full frame off. So I'll let you guys watch the rest of the video to see what we got going on with the single cab. And as far as my truck's concerned, it's been sitting here for a little while. The body shop is just taking way too long. I've been going there every week as much as I can, honestly, just to put pressure on them to get it done. I'll show you guys some videos of what the update is. He did get some of the doors painted on the inside. It actually looks really nice. And I do have stuff I could be doing, but I've been putting a little more time into the single cab when I do have time to spend on the trucks. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll get some progress done on one of these trucks. This is just a quick shot of what the doors are looking like on my 96 crew cab. So as you guys can see, they're coming out really nice. And this is just the inside of the doors. So I can't wait to see what the outside of the truck is gonna look like. Can't wait to show you guys what the final product looks like when he finishes. And I'm really hoping this thing's gonna come out the way I'm thinking it's going to. I got my buddy Tony coming over. We're gonna go ahead and give this thing a go. Try to lift this cab off by hand. I'm just gonna put one of us on each side, try to pick it up, just walk it right off the back of the frame. I'll just set it on some blocks in the grass right there. That way I can paint the frame the way I want to with the cab off. It'll make my life a little bit easier. Seems like more work, but sometimes more is a little bit less. So he should be here in a sec. We'll get this cab off. We'll see what we're working with. Here he is, sucking sack. Yo. Oh my God.
We actually pick it up this time, dude? I wish I just went home.
I got this big tent to set up on the outside of the garage, just kind of like as an extension of the garage. Since my truck takes up most of the space in here, I need something for the single cab just to keep it covered. So we're gonna get this thing set up, something like this, so it doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I'm gonna build the frame on the ground, just like the A-frame, and then we'll put the legs up underneath it and stand it up. And it comes with the tarps for the top and for the back. Well guys, I kind of did it to myself again. Got the cab off the truck, and I'm going to get this core support pulled off since we got the fenders taken off. I'm gonna try to get this motor out, That way, you know, since I've already got it taken apart this far, I may as well just take the rest of it off so I can get a clean paint job on the frame. I wasn't planning to take it this far originally, like I mentioned in some previous videos, but this is just kind of the only way I know how to do it. Once I start taking stuff apart, I'm like, I kind of want to do that, and then, you know, here I am stripping it all the way down to the frame. The only thing I'm not going to do is have it sandblasted, because I just don't feel like getting this thing loaded up on a trailer and taking it to a blaster. So we'll pressure wash it good, get it wire wheeled, and then we should be ready to spray this thing along with the axles. So what was originally just a four-wheel drive swap turned into, I guess you could say, a frame off. So I'm gonna work on getting the rest of this out, and then we'll see where we gotta take it from there. We got all the fuel lines taken out of the truck. That's just gonna give me more space to actually spray and get a nice coat of paint in here instead of trying to mask everything off and just, you know, kind of half-ass doing it. I got most of those lines pulled out of there just to give myself some more space. I already took all these bolts out that hold the radiator in, but there's one that I can't get out because the bracket that holds that bolt in there snapped in half. So this whole thing is just spinning with the bolt, and the actual bolt won't come out. So I'm gonna see if I throw a little weld around the corner of this bracket here, if this bolt will actually come loose. Yep. We're gonna try to bust these body mounts for the core support. These things get rusted up pretty good and they don't always come out very easy. I got the ratchet on one end, and I'm gonna try to hit it with the impact on the bottom, see if we can get them out. Definitely rusty, but I've seen worse. I know you guys that live up north, you got no chance at this. So I'm not complaining. We got everything disconnected. Motor mounts are disconnected or out. Let's see if we can pull this motor. What a pain, man. I don't remember them being that heavy. I know they're heavy, but wow. We got the motor taken out of the truck, as you guys can see. I ended up stripping this thing down a little more than I was originally planning to, but that's all right. First thing I'm gonna do is get the pressure washer out, degrease it, and just get all the heavy grease off of it, and then we'll get to wire wheeling, knocking some of that heavy rust off before we go ahead and spray the chassis saver. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, and then I also want to pull the wiring harness out of the motor. I've already got it kind of hanging off here just from when I pulled the motor out, but anything that's still connected, I just want to get the wiring harness out of the way. That way, you know, if I want to do a little bit of painting on the motor, just kind of clean it up a little bit, I don't have all that wiring in my way. I think this thing's actually going to clean up pretty nice after we degrease the hell out of it, wire wheel it up a little bit. Should come out pretty good, man. Definitely getting there, but this thing's kicking my freaking ass. We took the body mounts off on the truck as well. That way we can get a good coat where the body mounts actually go. As you guys can see with some of these, I had to cut the bolt in the front. Those ones always rust out on these trucks. So we just cut the bolt off, dropped them right out. I'm gonna go ahead and get this other bracket for boxing the frame in, mounted in on this side. They come with these templates that you'll just line up with these holes in the frame. As you can see, it'll go like that to line up with those holes right there. So you just put it in here, and then we'll punch these holes here and drill them all out to the correct size. I believe they're all 3/8 or 1/2 inch, except for one of them. This one right here in the bottom left corner is 5/8. Spiral bits always make your life a little bit easier. We got these 3 drilled out to 1/2 inch. We'll go ahead and drill this one in the lower left corner out to 5/8. Take our bracket, just test fit it up here and get everything lined up before we go ahead and weld it. So just make sure all your holes fit and the bolts line up. We'll get our new spring hanger fit in here for the reverse shackle kit. This will just bolt in to those brackets that are used to box the frame horns in. So I'm just going to test fit it first, make sure everything fits, and then we'll go ahead and weld these brackets in, which will set them in place. We got our new spring hanger in place, the reverse shackle kit, we got it bolted in. You want to go ahead and do that before you tack these brackets in to box the frame horns. That way we know this is exactly how it's going to sit. So now we can tack it on each side, and then we'll pull this off so we can weld on the top and then on the bottom as well. So we'll go ahead and tack this now. We got both brackets tacked up pretty good. I put a pretty thick, just a thick bead on the end of each one so it doesn't move when I pull this off. Now I'll pull this thing out, and then we'll continue our weld finish on the top and then get a nice bead on the bottom. All right guys, so we got the spring hanger taken off. The brackets are tacked in place. Now we're gonna go ahead and throw the weld across the top and the bottom on each side. These things should be good. So get these in. We just gotta do one pass with the wire wheel, and then we'll be painting this thing. Got the frame brackets welded in to box the frame horns in. Looking pretty good. That's gonna wrap it up for this one. We got this thing one step closer to being painted. The only thing we gotta do now is clean it up with the wire wheel, just knock off some of that loose rust, and then we'll be spraying some chassis saver on this thing. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. Be sure to like, subscribe. See you on the next one.